Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is my review for the mid-season premiere of Awkward, Season 4, Episode 12, Finals, and I was looking forward to this premiere. I definitely was looking forward to it, but I really didn't know what to think of it, because the first half of the season has been very good. It has been the worst season of Awkward, mainly because of Eva, or as we're going to call her now, Amber, because that's her real name, and, I didn't really know what was going to happen with her in this episode, because her character has pretty much just been a very bitchy kind of character, and I haven't really enjoyed her. Now, don't get me wrong, she's been an interesting character, but really, she's just there to be an antagonist. That's why she's there. And especially the way they ended it, I did not know what to think of the rest of, how this episode was going to be. This episode ended up being the best episode of the season. Like, wow, this episode was very well done, in my opinion. I really like what ended up happening this episode, and, so I really enjoyed that about this episode. Thought that was very well done, and just everything in this episode I thought was really good. And there were some things that they definitely did make up for in this episode. For example, they finally gave Matty a brain in this episode, which was good. And I like the subplot in this episode as well. Everything in this episode is really good, definitely. I feel like the second half of the season is going to make up for that very lackluster first half of the season. The first half of the season was good, but it was not the Awkward that I know and love. And I definitely feel like they're starting to get back on track to that. So, let's just get this episode. Basically, we see that it is the middle of stat finals, and Jenna narrates how everyone is over-caffeinated, and they look like zombies, because obviously they're studying very hard for finals, because finals is a big deal. It pretty much determines the college you get into and things like that. It's a big deal for them, definitely. So, Tamara and Jenna are walking, and Tamara asks what is going on with Amber and Matty, and Tamara does not know that Amber is pregnant. You can just tell at this point, she does not know. Amber has been acting very sexual toward her, and keep in mind, Tamara does not know that Eva's real name is Amber. She does not know that. She still is referring to her as Eva. I'm going to call her Amber because that's her real name, but everyone is still referring to her as Eva. Jenna's referring to her as that. The only person that calls her Amber is Sadie, and one other thing that I don't want to ruin because we'll get to it. But basically, Amber has been acting very sexual towards Matty. Very sexual towards him. And it makes sense why. She's pregnant. She wants to, keep that spark in their relationship. That's pretty much why she's doing that. Plus, she's kind of using him. So, you can just tell she's using him. And Tamara does not like it. She doesn't like seeing them getting all sexual. She doesn't like it because she misses Jenna and Matty. However, Jenna is trying to do the same thing to Luke because she wants him back, because Luke really abruptly dumped her, he abruptly dumped her and said, I don't want to get between you and your ex-boyfriend, I'm done here, and it's clear that she wants him back, so basically, she wants Luke back at this point, and Jenna then walks over to Matty, even though she wants nothing to do with him, and doesn't want more Amber drama. She doesn't want any more, she's tired of this love triangle, because that's not what her life is anymore, It's all based around her and Matty, and she doesn't care as much anymore. Really, again, Jenna is just trying to be, as all season long, Jenna has been trying to be a supportive friend to Matty, and she's still trying to be a supportive friend to Matty. That's all she's been trying to do all season long, and, yeah, so you can definitely see that right now. So, basically, she wants nothing to do with him, and, Amber then walks over and tells Matty she can't talk to Jenna right now because she can't have any stress because it could hurt the baby. And, again, she has basically made Matty think he can't trust Jenna. If you remember, he does not think he can trust Jenna right now. Jenna is not on his good side right now. He does not trust her. So, Amber is still really having a genius plan here, really. She has a genius plan, and, definitely I thought that was very big. I just thought, Eva really was a bitch in this episode. Eva, Amber, whatever you want to call her, she was a real bitch in this episode. She definitely was. So Jenna then comes up and asks if they have seen Sadie. She sees Lissa and Tyler, which we'll talk about Lissa and Tyler in a second. But Jake is surprised and asks since when they are friends. And Jenna says there's something weird going on. There's something weird going on right now. And Lissa says nothing weird is going on. Things she is referring to her and Tyler's incestuous relationship, which I will get to that plot because that was a subplot in this episode. But basically, Jenna goes to see Sadie, and Sadie is still rejecting Sergio, you know, that guy Sergio. She's still rejecting him. However, you can tell that she kind of does like him. You can just tell. Because she's not being rude to him like she is to everyone else, and it seems like she kind of does like him. So, basically, Sadie does not want to see Jenna right now. Even though it seemed like they had some sort of a friendship in the last episode, that was not real. That was not a friendship. That was just part of the investigation of investigating what's going on with, you know, Amber. That's all that was really going on there. So, Jenna tells her they need to find out what to do about Amber, and Sadie says there's basically nothing they can do, which makes sense, and Sadie is true about this. There's really nothing they can do because Amber has Matty wrapped around her finger, completely. She has him completely wrapped around her finger, completely fooled. He has no idea that all she's saying is just lying. She is lying completely to him about pretty much everything. She's pretty much lying to him about everything, and he doesn't realize that right now, so basically, so yeah, she has Matty wrapped around her finger, and as long as and I like what Sadie says to her, because it's true. As long as Amber is, you know, knocked up, they're shot down. They can't do anything. So Jenna asks Sadie to talk to her as a friend. Sadie tells her they're not friends. Whatever happened to the mountaintop was a one-time thing, and that was definitely really sad to see. I definitely did not like seeing that. But what hurt me more was the next scene, because Jenna goes to Luke, and she really wants to try to fix things with Luke. She wants to get back together with him. And, you can see that Luke, you know, really does care about Jenna. But then you see this other girl, and she's calling him Babe. And, basically, she asks if Jenna is his little sister. And Jenna leaves, realizing she's not going to get, you know, to get him back. She's not going to be able to do that. And it was really sad to watch because, again, Luke is a good guy. He's not a bad guy here. He's really not. He is just a guy that really just wants to vote, and there's a reason why. We'll talk about why in the next scene, but I really felt bad for her because Luke is really just a great guy and such a better guy than Matty right now, and the position that she's in, especially with Matty, this was good for her to have a boyfriend that really cared, unlike Matty, who really just wants, you know, is really just really wanting her help, you know, really just wanting support, and she's trying to support him as best as she can, but Luke is her boyfriend, well, her ex-boyfriend now, but, that was definitely very sad to see. So, basically, Tamara then comes running up to Jenna, and Jenna tells her everything, that it did not go well, and she doesn't know who the girl is and why she's with him, but Tamara tells her she needs to focus on finals, because this will determine what happens to them, and I like that Tamara said that. Tamara, that was surprising that she said that, because Tamara's most times focused on relationships, and she told Jenna, look, I really want you to focus on this, because I want us to do well, I want this to determine our future, because this is going to determine our future. So, I thought that was really well done, because I never thought Tamara would say something like that to Jenna, especially the first half of the season. She seemed much more concerned on getting back together with Jake, and that doesn't even seem to be, like, a big concern of hers right now. So, I like that that's not a big concern of hers. It really shows that Tamara is definitely maturing. So, then Val says all seniors need to come to the art immediately, which they do, and this was just really big what happened here, because she tells them there has been a pregnancy outbreak and tells them how to prevent it. And Matty thinks right away that someone told Val about Amber being pregnant. So Tamara asks who is pregnant, and again, she does not know that it is Amber. And at first she asks if it's Jenna, and I thought that was kind of funny. And Jenna wants to tell her it's Amber, but she doesn't. Instead, she just tells her it's not her. And after the assembly, Matty is just pissed at Jenna and Sadie, because he knows, you know, they're the only two people that know. So, basically, he asked them which one of them told Val about Amber's pregnancy, and Sadie said she would never waste her time talking about a bitch like her, so that was it for Sadie. But Jenna says the one thing he knows about her is that she can keep a secret, and he can trust her with that. And Matty asks if she promises, and Jenna tells him she kept a secret for so long, you know, because if you remember, when they were secretly dating, she kept that for so long from him, from everyone, and not from him, but from everyone, and she did such a great job with doing that. So he should think, he should be able to, you know, he should be able to trust her. He should think that, but Matty really doesn't have much of a brain right now, because he's so wrapped around Amber's finger, as I said. So Jenna says, basically, that, you know, she tells him she kept a secret for so long, she promises to keep the secret. So then we saw a very crucial scene that was definitely really big and very surprising. Matty and Amber are at his house. He's looking at the stats book, and Amber tells him not to worry about it. She tries to get intimate with him, basically trying to have sex with him. And he tells her she knows that she's, that she's beautiful. She's thinking that he's not going to like her now that she's attractive. It's pretty much all bullshit. She's just doing this to make him feel bad about himself. Really, she's just doing that to make him feel bad. She doesn't care about Matty. You can tell she doesn't really care about him. You can just tell right here. So, Mrs. McKibben comes in, asks where her earrings are. Now, this does not seem like a big deal. We're going to talk about why it's a big deal a little bit later. Matty says he hasn't seen them, and he tells her that they're going to the school for finals, and Amber asks if there's something he wants to tell his mom. He does not tell her about the pregnancy. He does not tell her that Amber's pregnant, and Amber is very upset about this, and it makes sense why, because, if he really wanted to tell her, he would have, if he really cared about Amber, he would have told her. It really shows that he really does not care about her that much. He just thinks he does. So, Amber tells him that he needs to tell her right now, or else she will handle this on her own. She can handle this pregnancy on her own and everything. And he tells Amber he will tell right after finals, and in the meantime, they should start looking at engagement rings. And that was huge, because basically, Matty is telling her he's going to propose to her. And that was very surprising. I was not expecting that at all. And that was just an awesome twist. I love that twist. Thought that was great. And really great stuff there. I love that twist, definitely. So, then, this is where Amber becomes a full-on bitch in this next scene. I'm like, okay, whatever happens to her, I do not want to see her anymore, because Tamara and Amber, they're in the bathroom, and Amber feels this is the perfect time to tell Tamara she's pregnant, because Tamara did not know this information. And she says, oh, wow, Jenna's such a great friend to you that she did this. She has a really, mean tone, sort of like Regina George-like. She reminded me of Regina George in this episode, I'm going to be honest. She really was. Think about it. She's very, I'm not going to say slutty, but she's very sexual, definitely. Very flirtatious. Ever since we've met Eva, that's been her main goal, is to be so flirtatious and everything. That's been something that she has wanted from the beginning. So, definitely. Tamara's very shocked, and then she tells her that Matty's going to propose to her. And she tells Jenna everything, and Jenna did not know that about this engagement. And when Jenna finds out, she is just shocked. She wants to go see Matty immediately, and you can just see how determined she is. We've never seen Jenna this upset at Matty before, because she basically asked him, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Because think about it. What is he doing with his life? He's letting this girl being wrapped around his finger, and he's going way too fast with her, and he can't do this, He tells her that they're having a baby and it's the right thing to do, and while that might be true, he can't trust this girl. It'd be different if this was a girl that truly did care about him. Amber does not give two shits about him. You can tell. She does not care about him at all. And she tells him her parents didn't get married right away after they had her, and she does not want him to ruin his life over this. And she says she may be overstepping her bounds, and Matty says she is definitely doing that. And she prepares to leave, but Matty tells her to come back, but Jenna is too enraged, and I loved this scene. Ashley Richards' performance in this scene was amazing. She always is great, but this scene in particular, I thought she was just amazing here. She tells him she is nothing but a really good friend. She's been nothing but a really good friend to him through all this. And this is completely true, really. She's been nothing but a really good friend to him. And he can say that. He can say that he's had a really good friend throughout all of this. And that's all she's been. It's just a really good friend. And she tells him she's done helping him. She's done. She doesn't want anything to do with him right now. So she's done helping him. And she said in a voiceover that all that matters now are the stats finals, because it's Matty's life, and let him worry, and it's not a problem anymore. So she pretty much just doesn't care what happens to Matty anymore. So then we get a very sweet scene. She gets a text from Luke, and she still wants him back. Even though she knows it's not possible, she does, in the back of her mind, still want him back. Yeah, so. Sorry, guys, I just ate a fruit snack. I don't know why I did that. I just felt like it. Basically, she tells him that, he tells her, and I really like this next scene, because it really just shows how good of a person Luke is. And he tells her he feels bad how he ended things with her. She deserved clarity, but he tells her he needs to focus on school and not relationships. And he has too much stress going on, and he can't focus. And she asks him about the girl that was there, and he tells her she's just a very flirty theater major. She hangs out at his dorm. She does this to all the guys, pretty much, and I really like this scene. He tells her she's a very smart person, and he really does like her. And Jenna says that they very maturely broke up, and really, that was a very mature breakup. There was no yelling here. There was no I hate yous. There was no I'm always gonna love you. There was none of that. It was all just a very mature breakup, and I like the way it was handled because, again, it really shows that he does care about her. He just can't be with her right now because he needs to focus on schoolwork, which I can understand that. I'm not mad at Luke for doing this at all. I understand if some people are upset at him, but I understand why he's doing this. He doesn't want much in his life. You know, she's kind of a distraction right now, and he needs to focus on schoolwork right now because who knows? Maybe his grades are slipping. I don't know. Well, but I thought that was definitely a very good scene. And even though we're not going to see Luke for a while, I definitely really enjoyed his character. I thought he was definitely very well done. And this really started to show that this episode is really wrapping up all of the part 1 plots of this season so far. You know, we wrapped up the whole Jake and Tamara arc that's not in this episode, you know, with Jake and Tamara trying to get back together. And now we've wrapped up Jenna and Luke. They're not happening anymore, so basically, Lacey, you know, Jenna is ready to give up at this point, and Lacey tells her, I really love this, really shows how great of a mom Lacey really is. Lacey tells her she needs to put her future first because 10 years from now, she'll care more about college than she does about Luke. And she tells Lacey that she is right, but she does not understand stats, and Lacey agrees to help. And she says she runs the numbers on how to shop, and she takes the finals. So, you know, she takes the finals, and she seems pretty confident about it. However, then Amber confronts her. And of course, Amber had to get her 2 cents into everything. She always has to put her 2 cents into everything because she has to. She just has to do this, and she does exactly the worst thing that she could do. At first, it seems like she cares. You know, she says she's sorry about her and Luke, and she says it sucks how she can't keep a man, and she tells her not to worry about the final because she is 139th best student. Jenna corrects her and tells her she's 137 and calls her a fucking bitch, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't care what happens to her. I want her out now because, seriously, she just does not stop. She really doesn't. She is just doing this to make her paranoid, and it's not happening anymore with her. She doesn't care what she says anymore, and I thought that was very well done because it turns out that this did not break her because Jenna did really well. She got a 98, and she tells her Lacey tells her when she focuses well, she can do anything, and I thought that was a very good scene because it really just shows that Jenna really does care about her schoolwork this year, and she really cares more about that than she does about Matty, and I thought that was really well done. So, then we see that, basically what happens next is that, what happens next? Okay, basically, we get the best scene of the entire season so far in this next scene. I think this scene was probably the best, scene of the entire season so far. I love this scene. Because Amber and Matty are picking out engagement rings, and he tells her that he thinks there's something he want to talk to her about, and he says, sometimes I feel you're not so truthful with me. And, basically, he tells her after the assembly, he went to Val to talk to her who is pregnant, talk to her about who is pregnant, and Val says it's Horia Gloria, that girl we met in the last episode, that's kind of like, the slutty girl, and Amber says that's not a shocker, but Matty says that's true, except after he went to confront Gloria, she was wearing his mom's earrings. And that's why that whole thing of, where's my earrings before was such a big deal, because Eva basically forced this girl to do this to Matty, and I thought this was just really shows how bad of a person, again, Amber really is. Basically, he asked her, and she told him he confronted Gloria about this, she told him right away, and basically, Amber stole her pregnancy test, which was big. Gloria confronted her about it, and Amber said she would make her a deal. She gave her earrings and told her she could keep them if she needs money or something, and Amber says he's freaking out and claims she would never do that, but Matty is not buying it. And he sees, at first it seems like he's going to, forgive her or whatever. But then he said he saw Amber talking to Jenna. And he tells her that and I love what he says to her. He says, "You are a fucking horrible person, Amber." And he calls her Amber. And I thought that was awesome because he's been calling her Eva throughout the whole episode. And finally he calls her Amber. And that was awesome to watch. Just such an awesome scene. Finally, Matty is done with her, and I love what he says next. He says, look, I'm gonna make you a deal. You have 24 hours to get out of this school, and I will let you make up a story. You can get into NYU early, or she got a modeling contract, or any other story that she wants to make up. But if she ever comes back, he will tell everyone the truth, and she has 24 hours to figure out what she wants to do. She tells him she loves him. He hugs her and tells her she now has 23 hours, and he's basically just done with her. So she cries, and she is defeated, and that was such a well-done scene. It was great to see Amber finally get some, finally get that, from Matty, because Matty all season really has not had much of a brain. I understand the whole adoption thing, but that's how this all really started, was that the reason he was so attached to Amber was because she kind of got him out of that whole depression that he was in, and he thought it was because of Amber. Really, he got himself out of that. It wasn't Amber that did it, so I thought that was a very well done scene. I'm so happy he did that. So Jenna's home with Lacey eating Chinese food, and Matty comes over, and Jenna's really shocked to see him, because the last time they saw it, obviously, wasn't on good terms, and he tells Jenna he broke up with Amber, and that she lied about everything, including about her faking her pregnancy test, which Jenna did not know about. And also, I was very surprised that they wrapped up Amber's arc in this episode. I did not think that was going to happen in the first episode. This episode felt very season finale-ish, and I like that, because it really introduces the next, what's next very well. Because basically, he says he feels great because he doesn't have to worry about him being a dad now. He has Amber out of his life, and he's feeling really good about himself. So he apologized for not trusting her, and they decide they're not going to put labels on anything. Basically, they talk about how they're both single, and he says he doesn't know if he can handle the relationship, and they decide that they're just going to be friends. And I like seeing them as friends. I've always liked seeing Matty and Jenna as friends. I do like seeing that, because Matty now has finally realized Jenna was right, and all she was trying to do was protect him. That's all she was trying to do. And I thought that was very well done. I really like seeing that a lot, and I love the way that it ended, because, again, it really raised the question of what's next. We're going to talk about what's next in a second, but let's get to the subplot. Subplot in this episode, absolutely hilarious. I was not so into it in the last episode. However, this episode I thought was very funny. Now, if you remember, Lissa and Tyler are in this incestuous relationship right now, and Sadie does not know, and she wants to keep it as secret as possible, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, every time we see them, they're together, they're holding hands, they're making out, it's pretty obvious that they're together. So she wants to cover this as best as she can from Sadie, and basically, they're making out in the library, and she tells him that it's only a matter of time before Sadie finds out, so they have to keep this secret, and Tyler asks what she's talking about, and she says she got them what she calls beards. So Lissa is on a date with Jake, and she's trying to make, she's trying to make it seem like she still likes Jake, and basically, Sadie then gets a text from Sergio and tells Lissa he's an idiot and laughs, and Lissa says that she likes him, so there might be a possible relationship between Sadie and Sergio. I like seeing that. I like seeing Sadie move on, because really the only guy that's really liked her is Austin, and, we haven't really seen her move on from Austin, and it was cool to see her move on from him. I'm hoping she does decide to finally move on from him. I really do want to see her do that, because I really definitely would want to see that. So basically, we see the date going on, everything. Jake is very confused. He has no idea what's going on right now, because obviously Jake had no idea what was going on, and Lissa gets a text. She aced her finals. She kisses, she hugs Tyler very tightly, but then she kisses Jake to cover it up, and Sadie tells her she knows what she's doing, and it's disgusting, and it's unnatural. Looks like she's about to say she knows she's with Tyler, but she says she's getting back together with Jake, and Lissa tells her that's correct, because her plan has not worked, and it's very funny, because Sadie is usually points obvious things out so well, and she wasn't pointing this out well at all. It may be because Lissa is a very good actress, which she's not, so I'm trying to figure out why Sadie was doing that. I think it's because she's distracted by Sergio. I think that's why she's not really paying attention. She's distracted by the Amber thing, and she's also distracted by Sergio, because really what she wants to do right now is get with this Sergio guy, even though she claims she doesn't like him. The way she's acting, she definitely does like him. So, and then, basically, Jake and Lissa are going to make it look like they're back together. Jake says he doesn't know if he's ready for this, but Lissa decides to go along with it. So she's going to make it seem like her and Jake are back together, and she's going to put Jake in on it. I'm wondering if she's going to tell Jake the truth. I am wondering that. There was definitely a scene, though, that made it seem like Lissa and Jake are going to get back together. I don't know if it's going to actually happen, but we'll have to see what happens there. I actually would like to see them together. Lissa's a different person now. She is. She is not mean or anything. So I might want to see them go back together. I don't really know. And basically, Tyler is going to be very protective of Jake, and he's going to basically want to hang out with him, so that's going to be funny in the next episode. And overall, this episode was very well done, in my opinion. Probably best episode of the season. I was really into it. I like that they ended the whole Eva arc. I like they ended the Luke arc, and really, again, it's really a question of what is next. Are Jenna and Matty going to get back together? I honestly don't know right now. I'm not going to say they're going to, because at this point, I like that they're deciding to just be friends. I like that they're deciding to take things slow, and basically they're going to cross that bridge when they get there. If they have mutual attraction still, then sure, they can get back together. I have no issue with them getting back together. I love Jenna and Matty together. I really do. I think they're a great couple. I always have thought they're a great couple. And if they want to get back together, they should. I really would like to see them get back together. I don't know if they're going to, but I'd like to see them definitely rekindle. I would definitely like to see that, and I thought that was very well done. I also like seeing Matty finally tell off Eva. Oh my god, that was such a good scene. I love seeing that. That was so good. Sadie and Sergio, I think they liked them. I think they definitely like each other. Sergio definitely likes Sadie. Sadie doesn't seem to be liking it. However, the same thing happened with Austin, if you remember. Sadie made it seem like she was not into Austin, and then she decided to go for it. So I'm thinking the same thing is going to happen with Sergio. I definitely feel like that's going to happen. And Lissa and Tyler, I like that they're keeping this secret. I thought that was funny to see, definitely. I thought it was definitely very funny there. And this episode really reminded me of the old Awkward. It really did. They're really getting back on track now. Since they've dropped the Eva plot, they've dropped the Luke plot, it is now back into full Awkward mode, and I love that. Because honestly, Eva really did ruin this season. She was a great character, great actress, great acting, but really her character was just so intolerable. She was so intolerable and so hard to deal with that she's a character that you didn't really want to see for that long. But overall, I love this episode, surprisingly. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. I'm sure you guys loved it, because I know pretty much everyone hated Eva's character. I'm pretty sure everyone did. It looks like in this season, Tamara and Jenna are going to like the same guy. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I know the next episode's New Year's, so I'm looking forward to that. And again, I really feel like we're getting back to the new Awkward. I feel like these writers, it's taken them a while to know the Awkward environment and to get into it. But now that they know, now that they have had a break, they know what they're doing, and they're doing a better job now. This episode really felt better than every single episode of Season 4 so far, in my opinion. Definitely. I really enjoyed it a lot. So that's in my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in my next video, which will be my review for the season finale of Big Brother 16. Finally, we've come to the season finale after the long season, and I will see you guys for that video. Okay, bye.